Dela writes, my MVVs, welcome.
Ebony is rumored to have wept uncontrollably as Olosun Agbaye Deity allegedly rejected her for Olori Naomi in the Ræjected festival. Now recall that Ebony was just sitting down there all decorated in her traditional attire. She had these Mamalawo moves made public, like everything was just, up to date, fitting the event, right? And she is a traditionalist, and hence they call her the Mamalawo. Now, ordinarily, if not for grace, what that means is that when grace, finds you, grace finds you. I find it very difficult to understand why traditional people will leave their own traditional counterpart and now choose a born-again Christian. But that is the same reason why I keep saying when grace finds you, grace finds you. They said Olosun Agbaye rejected Ebony. She was out there, she was prepared, okay, for that selection. Now, there is a festival. Anyways, before I go further, I'd like to also, in the interest of those who didn't watch the other video, to explain once again what Olosun Agbaye is. Olosun Agbaye is a revered deity in Yoruba spirituality, particularly associated with the Osun River and the worship of Osun, the goddess of fertility, wealth, and water. In the context of the Ræjected festival, which celebrates wealth, prosperity, and trade, Olosun Agbaye represent the global or universal essence of Osun divine power. Okay? Now, in in July, this year 2025, there's going to be a very big festival for Olosun Agbaye. They said that festival is done once every 50 years. Okay? And now, amongst the wives of the Ooni of Ife, you do know that the reason why they call Ebony Mamalawo is because Ebony is a traditionalist. She is proud of it. She prides herself as an amazing one at that, a beautiful, young, exposed traditionalist, right? And one would have expected that at this point in time, Olosun Agbaye will choose their own over Olori Naomi. And that was why I said, when grace finds you, grace finds you. There's nothing anybody can do. When grace finds you, grace finds you. Now, in July, when that festival will be happening, they want Naomi to be right there, sitting by the Ooni of Ife, and they want Naomi to speak to them. Now, this is completely different from worshiping them, as in worshiping what they believe in and all of that. They want Naomi. They are choosing Naomi over all of these Oloris that you are seeing in the palace. Why? That is why I say when grace finds you, grace finds you. Now, they say, apart from all the drama and everything, one of the biggest things that would have happened for Ebony is to be the selected one for that event, so that on that day they will decorate her, she will show her importance and all of that. But they are sidelining her. She is there as if she is not there. Now, you saw the way she was dressed yesterday. They said she was dressed that way to be honored and received by the Olosun Agbaye people. You know that she is the goddess. She is into the Olokun river. All of these, they are river thing. Olosun Agbaye is also the water spirit people, right? So one would have expected that they will pick Ebony. And Ebony was so prepared for that event yesterday that, look, in the Ræjected festival, they will invite her. They will now sit her down and talk about her being that one woman who will be well represented with the Ooni of Ife for that event in July. But they still chose Naomi. The same Naomi that was unseat, was unable to perform any sacrifice to appease their gods in any way. Ebony took over everything. Ebony was doing everything for Olori Naomi. Now, that was what Ebony leveraged on to really enter the Ooni of Ife. Now, entering the Ooni of Ife, when they should make you the head of everything, they are still going after Olori Naomi that cannot even carry one white chalk to rub on anything. They are still going after her. Now, over Ebony, they still chose Naomi to spearhead the meetings they are supposed to have in July. Now, what are they saying? They say they are worshiping one God, that everything that they do to get to Olodumare, right? And so Naomi will speak on that day. Naomi will give counsel to girls and all of that. And the person that they want is Olori Naomi. And they said this was a slight, like this was a slap on the face of Ebony, okay? You said that yesterday she was dancing and she was very happy because those people had appeared yesterday. They came without their deity and all of that. They were so hugely welcome. And she was just there in that place really happy, thinking that by the time they are done, they will call and give honor to whom honor is due. That is herself. You know, as far as Ebony is concerned, she is more important. She is more valuable. She is, you know, God gift to the Ooni of Ife. Her boy is more important. Her boy is more valuable. Her boy is God gift to the Ooni of Ife. Now, as far as Ebony is concerned, that is how she sees herself. So yesterday, she was hoping that they are going to pick her. And they now picked Olori Naomi, the same Naomi who is a Christian, who will use the microphone and speak and promote the testimony of Jesus Christ. Why are they picking her? Like, what is she supposed to do? They said, no, she's not supposed to do anything. But most importantly, she is the most acceptable wife of the Ooni of Ife, the Arole Oduduwa. And that is why they are calling on Ooni of Ife to reinstate her and ensure that everything will be fixed completely between now and when they are going to have their big event. This is what we are hearing. They say Ebony was broken. Ebony was humiliated. Ebony felt dejected. Ebony felt all the emotional pain in the world over what happened yesterday. After all her dance step, thinking that everything was going to be fine, she's number one, she has prepared herself, and then they still went and picked Naomi that is not in the palace. I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, speculated, and unverified information making the rounds on social media.